What's up, gamers? It's your host Cobra, and today we're getting ready for the Nova Rally game launch. So Nova Rally is a racing simulation game, which sounds a little bit stale on its face, but there's quite a bit more to it than just pick a car and see if it wins the race. So first of all, you're going to have to manage both drivers and cars. For each race you enter, you'll need to choose 2 drivers and 1 car, and the combinations that you pick will make up the different strategy because they're going to interact and work together a little bit differently in different race conditions. There's also going to be quite a bit of crafting to get both new characters and to advance your characters into another league or promote them into another league. That allows you to enter higher stakes races for more earning potential. Nova Rally is going to operate in a seasonal fashion. So what that means is we'll have season 1 starting tomorrow or today likely, and there's going to be certain race conditions. The algorithm's going to be tuned a certain way. That's going to end with the World Championship, which is the biggest race of the year where you're going to earn the most money and win the biggest prizes. After the World Championship is when they'll have an opportunity to do another drop. That'll likely introduce new cars, new characters, and hopefully bring in a whole bunch of new players. And then Season 2 will kick off, and the algorithm will have been tweaked a little bit so that you can still use the same cars and same characters you had before, but the way that they interact and race together might be a little bit different. So you're going to have to rediscover new combinations, and that should hopefully keep the game fresh. It'll also mean that new players coming in aren't at a major disadvantage not knowing the way that everything works within the roster, because everybody will be kind of starting from scratch. Nova Rally's got a couple of features that are a bit unique that I want to highlight as well. The first one is called snaking. This is an alternative to staking, and the difference is essentially that the NFTs are not removed from your wallet while you're snaking them. This is super important because those NFTs are your drivers and cars primarily, and you're going to want to use them in the game. So this will save you a ton of time and a ton of management. The other really cool feature is a once-a-day race called the Death Rally. The Death Rally is essentially the game's burn mechanic because 95% of the losers are going to die. What happens when you die is your 2 drivers are burned. They're gone, and your car is damaged and can't be used until you pay a heavy fee to fix it. This is going to keep the population of drivers under control, which is important because players are going to be able to craft new drivers just by playing the game. Now, before we go any further, I want to quickly point out that Nova Rally is built on the Wax blockchain. Wax is a little bit less popular than some of the others that we've talked about on this channel. And if you're not familiar, you're going to want to get set up with a new wallet. That is a whole nother topic that other people have covered quite more eloquently than I would. So I've got a couple links below if you're new to Wax and need to get set up. Feel free to hit the comment section with any questions that you might have as well. Some of the things that I like about Wax is that most projects are relatively low cost to get into. There's not really gas fees that you have to worry about, and you can get a lot of stuff for free if you're looking for it. So you don't even necessarily need to make a deposit. The downside is that purchasing Wax directly is a bit more difficult than other cryptocurrencies. That's something that will hopefully change in the future, but today still a little bit trickier. It's also got a little bit less upside than some of the other blockchains do today, but that's something that could change relatively quickly as well. So tomorrow when the game opens up, how do you play it? It starts out by snaking your NFTs. Now, if you already had them, you may have already been doing this, but tomorrow it gets turned up to 100%, so you're really not very far behind if you're just getting started tomorrow. But you start out by snaking your NFTs to earn snake oil. The snake oil is what you need to enter into the races. You're going to only need snake oil for rookie league races. When you get into the higher leagues, there's going to be additional requirements as well. But you'll start out by using that snake oil to enter into races, and when you get 10 races at the individual driver levels, as well as the car level, you're able to promote them to the intermediate league. The promotion process requires that you burn 3 copies of the same driver. Only one of those copies needs to have actually racked up the 10 wins, but the process of doing so is interesting because there's rarities involved. If you have all 3 cards at the same rarity level, then that's the rarity that you will get for the next league up. However, if you have lower rarities mixed in there, for each one, there's a 33% chance that you get that rarity instead. So it's a gamble or a risk, depending on how you look at it. At the end of the season, there's going to be a World Championship race that you'll have to qualify for. So not everybody's going to get to enter that one, but there's a few different ways that you can earn an entry by playing in the various different races. Tomorrow, the game launches with its core functionality. So what does that mean? It means that racing will be turned on, as well as crafting and character promotion. However, the Death Rally isn't going to come for a couple of weeks. There's also a couple of features like boosts, as well as the car builder that will be coming down the line as well. Now remember, you need 2 drivers and 1 car to play the game. So we're going to jump into the Wax Marketplace and take a look at the cost to do that. There's a couple of different options for getting started. The first is purchasing the characters in the car that you want directly. This is definitely the cheapest way to do it because the packs are all going to give you more than the minimum that you need. The cheapest, of course, will be to buy 2 common drivers and a common vehicle. These are the drivers. They only cost about $1.50 to start with. It doesn't matter which one you get today because we don't really know that much about the drivers. And common rarity is not a big deal because it has no impact on racing with the drivers. The only difference in the rarities is the snaking value. So if you're going to be racing a lot, you want to earn a little bit more. Either pick up extra NFTs or go with the higher end versions. The next thing that you're going to need is a vehicle. So let's jump over to the vehicles. This is the common vehicles. As you can see, they're quite a bit more than the characters. This is because the vehicle actually does have an impact on the outcome of the race. You will have a better chance to win if you have a higher rarity car. Now, it's important to note that any rarity can win, but over the long haul, a rare car is going to win more frequently than an uncommon. The other alternative is purchasing packs. If you go this route, no, it's going to cost a little bit more, but you're going to be getting more than the minimum that you'll need. Every pack includes at least 1 vehicle. The smallest pack is running about 500 wax or almost $150 US, but that's going to guarantee you 1 vehicle and 9 drivers. So you'll have some options to start out with and potentially some extras to throw into a death rally. The higher end packs do come with more vehicles and more drivers. They also have slightly better odds, but looking at the market right now, it's slightly more efficient to go with the cheapest packs. So if you want more than 10, I would say just buy 2 of the cheapest packs versus stepping up to a rare. But the option is yours, and this is obviously going to change, so check the marketplace before you make any purchase. Here at the Freeroll, we are really excited for tomorrow's launch. The reason is this is the first time that a game we've invested in pre-launch is reaching its launch phase in a meaningful way. By meaningful way, I mean there's actual gameplay, not just staking NFTs. This is going to be a whole bunch of fun, and I am going to be doing a bunch of races tomorrow. If you're not already following us on Twitter, make sure you do so. I will likely be tweeting out about my experience and hopefully a whole bunch of wins. Make sure that you also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to have a bunch of giveaways happening in the near future, and there's going to be lots of Nova Rally updates as well. Until the next time when I see you at the Death Rally.